Hello, and welcome to today's episode of That's Great. So I got my new replacement for my Galaxy S5, which dropped dead in a way a couple of days ago, unfortunately, but I have the new one, and it's very exciting, and I'm kind of putting it together, and just a little bit of history on this. I had a cool Galaxy S5 that was a replacement for the previous one that had just totally dropped dead. It was just, for whatever reason, wouldn't start. So I got a replacement 2 months ago, and that's this one. And it was working fine. It was great. In fact, it seemed like even faster and better than the first one, even when the first one was at its best. I don't know why. So I was very happy with it. And then yesterday, it just stopped being able to read the SD card. And so I tried this and that. I pull it out, put it back in. I took it down to the Verizon store, which was very cool. And they took a look at it, and they took the SD card out and checked it out. Put in another phone, and they said, no, everything's on it, the SD card's fine, it's the phone, so we'll send you a new one. So there's the biggest blizzard in East Coast history, I guess, or something, heading our way, and I wanted to make sure I have a phone for the big blizzard. And this was yesterday. They said, okay, well, no, actually it was the day before yesterday, and they said, okay, well, we'll send you a new phone, and it'll come to you day before yesterday. It'll come to you tomorrow. So it arrived yesterday. Great. I got it in the mail. It arrived very nicely, and that was cool. So yesterday I was way too busy with other stuff. I didn't have time to deal with the new phone, so I said, okay, fine. So it's snowing like crazy out, and I open up my new phone, and I put in the SIM card, I put in my SD card, and I turn it on, and now it's just sitting there with this Verizon logo. Just sitting there. Okay. It's interesting. Now, I already went through all the steps to, go through I set up my Google account. I set up, various other accounts and whatever. I went through the wizard. It took a couple of times because it said it couldn't quite catch the service, the 4G network, which I did notice was down to like 2 bars, but okay, so I took it over to the window over there and I put it in, and that's cool. So, anyway, now I'm just figuring, it's been like this for 20 minutes, like that, okay, for 20 minutes. So I figure, okay, this isn't working, so now I thought, you know what? Why don't I share the joy, and let's just see what happens. So I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to attempt to turn it off. So I'm holding the power button down, and nothing's happening. It's not turning off. It's not offering to power off. So you can see I'm holding down the actual power button right now, but nothing's happening. So after 20 minutes of just having the Verizon logo sit there and nothing happening, I don't know, I'm kind of assuming that at this point, I'm not sure what to do. Should I take the battery out and just manually restart it? Okay, parenthetically, by the way, that's what I had to do with the last phone yesterday and the day before when it was messing up so much. In order to get it to stop messing up, I had to pull the battery out. And then, okay, it's off. Took the battery out. I'm going to put it back in. And I would have to do that like 3 or 4 times a day because it would just start messing up. Don't know why. I didn't do anything unusual to the phone. It wasn't like I did some new thing to the phone that I had never done before. It just, for some reason, it said that the SD card was blank or corrupt. And I had like hundreds of pictures on there, but it's a 32 gig card. in no way had it even close to being full. Okay, so now it just started. It's on the Verizon. And, okay. Oh, good. So now it brought me to this, first screen. That's awesome. So let's note, though, that I did have to take out the battery to get that to happen. So now what I want to do is I'm going to take a look and see if my contacts are there first. So I press on the screen, and it seems a little slow. Oh, okay. Oh, now it just jerked me into this. Okay, so it just turned off, like it just flipped me out of being connected, like viewing the desktop. So now I have to swipe again. Okay, so now I'm back to this. Let's see. So it says tap the button to create contacts. Swipe. Okay, right. So this is just informational screen. Okay, so let's see if my contacts are there. Well, out of my something like 200 contacts, it managed to have 2 of them. Two actually out of 90. So it has 2 out of 90 of my contacts. Okay. So now, then it just flashed the screen and then brought up the like, hey, you're not on your desktop, you have to swipe again screen. But then it flipped back to this screen again. So I'm not sure why it's doing that. I never did that before on my old phone, which is the same exact model. Everything's the same. Okay, so that's wrong. That's totally wrong. In other words, I only have 2 out of 90 of my contacts for some reason. Interesting. And now I have to go through the whole process of setting up this phone again, which in a way should be not too difficult unless the phone is, messing up all the time, in which case that makes it much more difficult, obviously. So, okay, I guess the first thing to do probably is to set up my Wi-Fi. So I'm going to turn off the Wi-Fi, I'm going to turn back on the Wi-Fi. Should bring up the prompt telling me that there's Wi-Fi networks available. Okay, so somebody just sent me a PIN message from Verizon, whatever. But let me try and get on Wi-Fi first. So I'm turning off Wi-Fi, and now I'm turning it on. And nothing's happening. It's not, usually it'll bring up the, hey, you've got Wi-Fi, connection, network stuff, you can pick your connection, wow, yay. So, but it's not doing that. So I'm turning off Wi-Fi. Okay, and now I'm going to turn on Wi-Fi. And that should bring up the Wi-Fi selector. But it doesn't. Nothing happens. See? Nothing's happening. Okay, it's not bringing up the Wi-Fi selector at all. So it's as if it's like just not recognizing that there are any Wi-Fi networks for whatever reason. Which is, that's cool because, Wi-Fi is sort of a pain, because it puts waves in the air and stuff, and maybe it might give people cancer or something. So maybe the phones are better without Wi-Fi because it's cool. You probably don't even want Wi-Fi anymore. It's old. Nobody does Wi-Fi anymore. So okay, fine, whatever. So it doesn't have Wi-Fi. Maybe I'll turn it off. And I'll try restarting and see. Restart. Maybe that was the problem. Maybe it just needs to restart again. Which is good because, restarting the phone means that it's clean every time you start it. So it's good because, clean is good. Clean is very good. You want stuff to be clean. So it's starting. So that's cool. It makes a cool sound. I love that sound. That's such a good sound. Okay, so now the Verizon logo, that's good.
Okay, now back to my desktop. Now this time I expect that it will bring up the, hey, there's some connection, network stuff here for you with your Wi-Fi. But for some reason, it's not bringing that up. Okay, but also, it's also showing me that there's zero bars on, just flipped out again. Okay, hold on. Okay, I got a spot. Okay, alright, so now I see a little Wi-Fi with a question mark. So that's a good sign, I guess. Okay, Wi-Fi networks are available. Good, there we are. So I'm going to try logging into my Wi-Fi. And hopefully that works. So far, so good. Seems to be connected. Good. Okay, so that's great. So now I'm on my Wi-Fi, which is a step in the right direction. Okay, it's scanning. Okay, I don't care about that. I'm already connected, so that's good. So double checking. Looks like I'm on Wi-Fi. Oh, it just flipped out again. Oh, it just flipped me out again. So I'm using my phone. It keeps flipping me out to the to the main, to the, you have to log in now screen, or whatever, whatever they call it. Okay, so that's fun though, because, you want to be able to log in, that makes sense. Okay, so let's see, I think the very next thing that I want to do is go to Google Play and get KeyPass. Right. Oh wait. Yes. Okay, so there it is. Good. It's free. That's nice. I'm gonna install it. Accept. See, KeyPass is a wonderful little program because it stores all your passwords. So it's very, very helpful. Of course, I can't access my passwords on this at all, even though I have KeyPass, because I need to be able to get to the KeyPass file. And I can't do that because I need to use, I need to have a network, something or other, to connect to it. Okay, so it's 93%. Let's see what Verizon has to say. It's telling me, okay, it's giving me multiple messages about a PIN number with no other message. It just says Verizon PIN, messages PIN, and then it gives me a number. But, okay, no instructions, no information about why it's sending me that. I don't recall Verizon ever sending me that before. Okay, hold on. Oh, wait. What time is it? 11:19, yeah. So it's telling me to complete my activation, restart my device now. Okay, that was interesting, but that was like an hour and 10 minutes ago. Okay, so now it's doing KeyPass, which is good, but it's bid at 83%. For quite some time now. It's just sitting on 83%. Don't know why. It's just kind of sitting there. 83% without moving, which is, that's good though, because that means it's being very thorough in, okay, I inadvertently clicked on the screen, so it just sent me, okay, so it's still on 83%, which, like I was saying before, that's good, because it means it's being very thorough. If it stays on the percent for like an hour or two at the same percent, that means that it's really, like, I'm not sure, but I think what it means is that it's really like super checking to make sure that that next bit that it's trying to download is exactly accurate, because it's going over like every electron in the bit, double checking it against the other electrons in the network, which, I appreciate it. I'm glad that it's it's being thorough, because you want your technology to be thorough, because that way it's very reliable, it's really robust, and that's extremely important for technology, because people come to very much depend on their high tech stuff, and if it's not completely 100% reliable, it could be dangerous. I mean, you could be in like the worst snowstorm in the world, and if your phone messes up, then you're in trouble. Something happens, a tree falls, somebody needs help or whatever, and your phone messes up. I mean, that could be a serious problem. Oh, it looks like my phone just turned itself off. I guess, I don't know. I mean, it's completely black now. There's no little there's no little light on it, so I guess it wants me to try and turn it on again, which is cool, because that's the thing about it, is that what you want is for the phone to keep forcing you to restart it. That way, it's always clean. Like if you can restart your phone, I don't know if you have time. I don't want to set the screen off. Okay, but I mean, if you have the time, you could reboot your phone every minute, like once a minute. That's good, because it means that when your phone's active, it's always perfectly clean. So, the more times the phone tells you to reboot it, or it won't tell you to reboot it, it'll just freeze or something on you. Like this, like it's still on 83%, which is good. That's what you want, because it's being extremely thorough. So it's great. So I have my brand new Galaxy S5 phone, and already I see, what a great relationship we're gonna have, because one, it's totally thorough. I mean, like super thorough, not even like normal thorough, but like incredibly thorough. And also, it wants me to reboot it, like, I guess maybe it wants like once a minute. I'm not sure. That'll take some time for me to sort of relate to it and kind of get to understand how often it wants to force me to reboot. Oh, I shouldn't say force. I mean, encourage me to reboot, which is good. And great. This is so cool. I'm 83%. Wow. Yeah, this is good. I don't know, though. I mean, maybe I should just kind of, cancel it and try again, because I'm tired of waiting. Alright, so I'll try that. Oh, now it's asking me to install again, okay? What I do like about KeyPass is that it only asks for a tiny number of permissions, which is neat. Okay, so I canceled the install, and I did the install, which is good. So it brought me instantly back to 83%, and now it's just sitting there on 83%. So, what I think is that there's probably more electrons in that bit than usual, that it has to go up and check each individual electron up in the network, in the cloud. What the cloud is so cool. So I'll just wait, which is fun, and contemplate about, so what makes the experience so fun and good is that so by being so thorough like that, it's very encouraging, because when it's checking all the electrons and stuff, that's making it work better. And that way I feel like it's much more reliable. And like I was saying before, reliability in technology is obviously, if you were the head of a tech company and you knew that people were going to be, maybe even in emergency situations, relying on your device, and maybe in life and death situations possibly, then you want your stuff to be as reliable as possible. You will build your stuff to make sure that it's as reliable as possible. You won't cut corners. You won't, mess around with people's, possible lives by, making stuff sort of hodgepodgey, and hey, we just threw this together, and you just like it, so it's got pretty colors, so you don't care if it works or not. You wouldn't be like that. You would be like these guys, who, they want to check every individual electron in this one bit to make sure, because I think when you get to the 83% point is when it's most important to check to make sure that that next bit, all the electrons, I think there's 28.976 trillion electrons in that bit. And so, it might take a few days for it to check all of them, but that's good, because that means that your phone is extremely thorough and reliable. So that's what you want, because that's the good thing. Good for a phone to be reliable in the big giant snowstorm. It's cool. Okay. I'm just impressed. I think it's awesome. This is so great. Except it's broken, bro.